بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. طلاب الصف الثالث المتوسط سوبر جولد 6 بيج 18. عندنا قطعة reading. عنوان القطعة drive slowly يعني سوق ببطء. Number 1. On which side of the road do people drive in your country؟ في أي جانب من الطريق الناس بتسوق في بلدك؟ Number 2. In which side of the road do people usually walk؟ في أي جانب من الطريق الناس بتمشي؟ القطعة هنا بتتكلم على is right. هل انك تسوق يمين صحيح؟ يعني القطعة بتقول لك هنا ان في عندي ناس بتسوق يمين في بعض الدول وبتسوق يسار في دول اخرى. يا ترى كون اني اسوق يمين او اسوق يسار هون الصح او جت الفكرة منين؟ هنا القطعة اللي بتتكلم على الاساس هذا. نحاول نسمعها كده ونحل الاسئلة بعدها.
Is right? Why must you drive on the right side of the road in some countries and on the left side of the road in other countries? Investigate the question and you find a lot of confusion on right versus left. About a quarter of the world drives on the left, and most of those countries used to be British colonies. In England, people drive on the left, but on escalators they stand on the right, so that people who are in a hurry can go up on the left. In Japan, they drive on the left too, but people usually stand on the left on escalators. There are different explanations for the use of right versus left. Some people believe that it is a natural tendency to walk or drive on the right. This is because most people are right-handed. We can look back in history for reasons people move on the right or left of the road. Some people say that in Europe hundreds of years ago, people rode their horses on the left. This way, their sword was between them and anyone who was coming toward them in the opposite direction. They were ready to pull out their sword and fight to defend themselves with their right arm. There is also evidence that the ancient Greek, Egyptian, and Roman troops used to march on the left side. And in Rome, they made it law in the 1300s. So when and why did the right side become popular? One idea is that in the 1700s, people in France and in the United States started to use wagons with several pairs of horses and to drive on the right side of the road. It was easier for the drivers to sit on the left and control the horses with a whip in the right hand. And it was safer if other vehicles passed on the left so the drivers could see the distance between vehicles. Some people say that in England, people always drove on the left, and in France, people always drove on the right. In any case, Napoleon, a ruler of France, ordered people to drive on the right side in the early 1800s. France conquered many countries at that time, and so these countries drove on the right. But France didn't conquer England, so England kept its custom of driving on the left. In the 20th century, there was a trend to the right. Many cars were made in the United States, and they were made for driving on the right side of the road. As recently as 1967, Sweden changed its laws. Now, people in Sweden must drive on the right. So, right or left? Just follow the customs of the country where you are, and be sure to drive carefully on that side.
تمام يا شباب. هنا طبعا ملخص الموضوع كله كان بيتكلم ان France didn't conquer England. So England kept its custom of driving on the left. طبعا انجلترا كانت بتسوق من عادتها على اليسار، لكن فرنسا كانت بتسوق على اليمين واحتلت عدد من الدول، ولذلك معظم الدول بتسوق يمين. France conquered many countries at the time, and so these countries drove on the right. But France didn't conquer England, so England kept its custom of driving on the left. طيب نبدأ كده نحل الأسئلة. هنا طبعا answer true or false. هنحط الإجابة صواب أو خطأ. بنقرأ الجملة ونشوف يا ترى هي صح ولا خطأ. Number 1. In England, people drive on the left. Number 2. In Japan, people drive on the right and walk on the left. Number 3, in France, people probably always drove on the right. Number 4, many countries use left or right because of England and France. Number 5, some countries change to driving on the right. شوف كده الإجابات عندنا. هنبدأ نقرأ الجملة أفسرها معاك. في إنجلترا ال people drive on the left. الناس بتسوق على اليسار. True. Number 2, in Japan في اليابان ال people drive on the right. الناس بتسوق على اليمين and walk on the left وتمشي على اليسار. False. Number 3, in France في فرنسا ال people probably always drove on the right. بتسوق على اليمين. False. Number 4, many countries use left or right. الناس بتستخدم يمين أو يسار because of England and France. بسبب إنجلترا وفرنسا. True. Number 5, some countries بعض الدول changed to driving on the right. غيرت من إنها تسوق إلى كانت بتسوق يسار وغيرت إنها تسوق على اليمين زي السويد ما خدناها. Okay. After that, exercise B. Match. وصل. Find the meaning. Meaning يعني المعنى of the word in bold. الكلمة اللي بخط غليظ. From the reading. من قطعة الريدنج اللي خدناها الكلمة اللي بخط غليظ هنا هنحاول نفسر المعنى بتاعها على الأساس هنا. فعندنا هنا الكلمة حاططها لي الكلمة اللي بخط غليظ حاططها لي بجملة وبنحاول نقرأ الجملة ونفسر معنى الكلمة دي إيه ونوصلها بهنا. الجملة الأولى هحاول أقرأ هنا التعريفات الأول definitions. بيقول لي to control يعني يسيطر على country or a city دولة أو مدينة through the use of force باستخدام القوة. B. Uncertainty يعني عدم التأكد about what happened فيما حصل. C. A direction of a change يعني غير اتجاهه أو وجهة نظره tendency. D. Something that is usual done شيء عادة يتعمل. E. Study and research هو دراسة وبحث. Sentence number 1. Historians investigate questions about past events. They read old records to find answers. المؤرخين بيبحثوا بعض الأسئلة في الأحداث الماضية وحاولوا يفسروا أو يجدوا إجابات لها. فدي المفروض نختارها إيه؟ طبعا أكيد هنختارها اللي هي كلمة study and research. يعني أكتب هنا إيه، يعني المفروض أحط هنا إيه. أوكي. Number 2. There is some confusion over the history of the use of the right or the left. People aren't sure of what happened. الناس مش متأكدة إيه اللي حصل فبالتالي بيحصل عندهم confusion يعني تشوش أو عدم تأكد من اللي بيحصل. فبالتالي بحط هنا B اللي هو uncertainty about what happened عدم التأكد من شيء ما. Number 3. At the end of the war في نهاية الحرب the large country conquered the small one. الدولة الكبيرة احتلت الدولة الصغيرة أو سيطرت عليها اللي هي إيه؟ To control سيطرت عليها. So here is letter A. Number 4. In some countries the custom is to drive very fast on large roads. في العادة إنك بتسوق في الطرق السريعة بسرعة. أكيد دي تعتبر عادة اللي هي something that is usually done. So here is letter E. Number 5 and the last one. There was a trend towards energy efficient cars at the start of the 21st century. يعني في اتجاه أو ميول حوالين محرك السيارة إنه يشتغل بكفاءة. طبعا ده حصل في بداية القرن ال21 اللي هو 21st century. طبعا عندنا آخر لتر اللي هو هنا C نقول عليها a direction of a change ميول أو اتجاه للتغيير.